Thank you. So the first day of first grade for my oldest son, he was very excited. The second day of first grade, my son was a little less than excited. And by the third day, which was a Friday, my son had made the decision that school wasn't for him and he wasn't going to go to school anymore. He decided that the full days of school were a little too much for him, and he just was not going to go, and he was obstinate. He had made his decision, and he was sitting at our breakfast table, hands, arms folded. He was not going to get on the bus, and we saw the clock ticking. He hadn't put on his shoes, and I have to say, he was just sat there like a rock. And I had a little bit of pride because he was using the same strategy that Gandhi and Martin Luther King had used, peaceful protest. But we knew we had to get him on that bus, and I was really at wit's end where I'm like, I don't want to have to get physical. So my last offer to him was, how about if I come in and sit with you at lunchtime in the cafeteria? And he looked up at me with his big blue eyes and just, okay. And so that day, I snuck out of work, and I went to St. Agnes grade school and signed in at the front desk with my paper bag of peanut butter and jelly. And I went down to the cafeteria. And I thought for sure that when my son walked in to the cafeteria with his little first grade buddies, that he was going to see me and turn red and shoo me away, right? I was like, he's not going to really want me here. But sure enough, he let me, he didn't mind at all. And I went and sat with him. And I knew his friends from kindergarten and some birthday parties. So, they were all like, hi, Mr. Breslin, and hi. And, we just ate, and I was quiet, let the kids play and talk. And towards the end, one of the lunch mothers, this authoritative lunch mother, came up to me and said, you can't come do this every day. And I'm like, I don't intend to, believe me. I really don't intend to. But that was just the nudge my son needed. And so it was, by Monday, he was fine. And we didn't have any more issues with him getting up and getting on the bus and going to school. That little nudge finally was good. And that's the story I planned on telling. Now, last night, a friend of mine on Instagram posted a shot of a book that she said, I really love this book, and it's a turning point because my 10-year-old daughter recommended this book to me. She handed it to me, and she said, Mom, I think you'll love this, and I did. And it got me thinking about my son always, because my son started making recommendations to me for movies and for bands. And through high school and college, he's turned me on to some of my all-time favorite rock and roll music. And so I was thinking about this morning when, believe it or not, I got a text from my son, who is going to be 25 in a week. And my son asked me to lunch. And so we went to lunch today. And this was totally out of the blue. I was planning on telling the story. But we sat down and we had a great lunch. And we talked about his work, we talked about music, we talked about books, and it was just a beautiful lunch, eating barbecue and having this chat with him. And the best part was no lunch lady came up and gave me crap. So, all right, that's my story. Thanks.